5 Italian brain rots almost no one knows. Part 8. Number 36. Brainiacs Yang Sagar. Born from the icy breath the west wind exhaled over a glass abandoned in the middle of the golden desert, Brainiacs Yang Sagar is a creature of eternal freshness. His body is a tall, transparent glass filled with ice that never melts, and within it glows a serene face that watches the thirsty with calm detachment. Liquid hands emerge from his sides, stretching out like breezes ready to offer relief. On his forehead rests a slice of solar lemon, symbol of balance between blazing life and tranquil coolness. His voice sounds like the clinking of ice cubes against crystal, and when he speaks, the air turns clearer, almost perfumed. Legend has it he appears on the hottest days, when the desert seems ready to swallow the horizon whole. Some pilgrims claim to have seen him rise from the sand, surrounded by clouds of vapor, offering an invisible sip that refreshes the soul more than the throat. They say that whoever tastes his essence can walk 3 days beneath the sun without thirst or weariness. But they also warn that if he's summoned without respect, his gaze can freeze the wind and extinguish all hope of an oasis. Thus, Brainiacs Yang Sagar continues to wander between dunes and dreams, reminding travelers that even in the fiercest heat, coolness has its guardian. Number 37. Cacacito Saralito. They say Cacacito Saralito was born from a failed experiment by an engineer who tried to send a colony of tin-suited mice into space with dreams of intergalactic conquest. Only one survived the journey, a small, bright-eyed rodent who fused his body with the satellite that contained him. Since then, he's orbited the Earth dressed in astronaut boots and a metal helmet covered in solar panels that gleam like cosmic wings. His tail serves as an antenna, picking up lost signals of forgotten songs and drifting thoughts of dreamers. His smile, poised somewhere between mischief and tenderness, reflects the boundless curiosity of tiny beings daring to gaze at the universe. Space legends tell that on clear nights, a zigzagging trail of light crosses the sky, Cacacito adjusting his orbit to steal fragments of stars and drop them into the pockets of children who still believe in impossible journeys. Some astronauts swear they've heard giggles over the radio, followed by a playful beep beep and the mysterious fall of a small floating piece of cheese. No one knows whether he's trying to return home or, enchanted by the silence of the cosmos, has chosen to become its playful guardian. One thing is certain, ever since Cacacito Saralito began roaming the heavens, Earth has felt a little less alone. Number 38. Cannelloni Dragoni. Forged in the blazing ovens of the ancient primordial kitchen, Cannelloni Dragoni is the guardian of the fire of eternal flavor. His body is made of tubes of pasta hardened by time, covered in a crisp layer of golden parmesan. From his wings drips volcanic tomato sauce, and each roar unleashes an aromatic blaze that smells of basil, garlic, and legend. His eyes, 2 golden embers, reflect the feast that once were and those yet to come. It's said he was the first dragon ever cooked by accident, by a hungry god who, in trying to prepare dinner, gave life to the recipe itself. Since then, his existence burns between hunger and glory. The inhabitants of the Valley of Sauces swear that Cannelloni Dragoni appears just before great celebrations, fluttering between chimneys and seasoning the air with his spicy fire. Yet some fear his arrival. When angered, his breath melts pots and turns rivers into streams of boiling ragu. They say that atop Mount Parmesan, he guards a treasure of golden ladles and forbidden recipes, revealed only to chefs worthy of taming his flame. And though his roar heralds destruction, it also promises the most intense flavor in the brain rot universe, the fire that gives life to every act of culinary creation. Number 39. Chiclatera Bicicletera. In a forgotten corner of the Park of Memories, where chewing gum balloons once stuck to children's dreams, Chiclatera Bicicletera was born. His metallic body holds within it a galaxy of sweet spheres, of every color that exists and a few that only appear when you laugh. With a bubble head and a mischievous grin, he rides through the streets on his sugar iron bicycle, ringing a bell that leaves a scent of mint in the air. They say he was created from a gumball machine that came to life one afternoon when the wind blew with the taste of melted caramel and children's laughter refused to fade. Every time Chiclatera pedals through the city, the streetlights glow with pinkish sparks, and adults feel a tickle on their cheeks, as if a forgotten childhood had tapped them on the shoulder. Some say that if you manage to follow him and slip a coin into his slot, you'll receive a piece of gum containing your sweetest memory. But beware. If you chew it in sadness, the flavor turns bitter, and Chiclatera vanishes around the corner, leaving only the sticky echo of his laughter. That's why, in the Brainiacs universe, they say his passing heralds neither tragedy nor miracle, only a simple reminder. Happiness, like gum, lasts only while you keep playing. Number 40. Echo Cavallo Virtuoso. In the meadows where the wind plays the notes of dawn, Echo Cavallo Virtuoso was born, a creature, half horse, half piano, assembled from the echo of a sonata that refused to end. His polished wooden body vibrates with every neigh, and from his keys spring melodies that seem to gallop through the air. His head, noble and serene, gazes toward the horizon as if awaiting the next note that will give meaning to his existence. Instead of hooves, he wears a pair of black leather boots that tap to an invisible rhythm, marking time between art and madness. They say his sound isn't heard, it's felt, like a current of emotion passing through the soul. According to the Chronicles of the Conservatory of Silence, Echo appears only in abandoned theaters, when the moon rests upon empty seats. There, he plays for the ghosts of applause and the echoes of lost inspiration. Those lucky enough to have heard him say his melodies can make clocks bloom or halt the tears of a weary heart. But if anyone tries to force him to play without respect, the piano shuts, the boots thunder like storms, and Echo disappears, leaving a single string vibrating in the air, an eternal note whispering that true art cannot be tamed. It can only be heard with an open soul.